My sister said I didn't deserve to be at my dad's legacy dinner, so I let the truth RSVP for me. I didn't fight her. I didn't beg. I didn't show up. But I was the one who saved the family business 5 years ago. On paper, in court, and in silence. They threw the party. They told the story, but they forgot who signed the first chapter. If you've ever watched someone rewrite history without your name in it, let me show you what happens when the real author stops hiding. My name is Margot Wilson. I'm 33 and apparently I'm not legacy material. The call came on a Thursday. I was finishing up edits on a building proposal when my phone buzzed with Claire's name. That alone should have been a red flag. My sister only calls when she wants something or wants to make something very clear. "Hey, Claire," I answered, half distracted. She didn't waste time. "I just wanted to let you know, we've finalized the guest list for Dad's legacy anniversary." I smiled. "Great. Do I need to bring anything?" Pause. That kind of pause that makes your chest feel tight before you even know why. "Actually, you don't need to worry about it. We've decided it's best if you don't come." I blinked. "What?" Claire's voice softened, like she was offering me kindness while handing me a knife. "This isn't personal. It's just, the event is for people who've built something with Dad. You've been doing your own thing for years, right? It wouldn't feel aligned." I opened my mouth, but nothing came out. She continued, "It's meant to be an inspiring night, Margot. We're showcasing the future of Wilson & Co. You know, the real legacy." I sat there frozen, staring at the mock-up of a public plaza I'd been designing for a local nonprofit. My own kind of legacy, just not the kind that counted in Claire's world. She ended the call with a casual, "Anyway, I'm sure you understand. We'll do a family dinner sometime later." I didn't cry. I didn't shout. I just stared at the floor. Funny thing, 5 years ago, when the company nearly went under, I was the one who signed the papers that saved our father's business. No one knew. I never told. Not even Claire. And now, she's throwing a party built on a survival she knows nothing about. And I'm not invited. I didn't sleep much that night. It wasn't anger keeping me up. It was that hollow, sinking feeling of being erased. I found myself replaying old memories I'd buried under years of be the bigger person. 5 years ago, I got a call from Dad. His voice wasn't its usual booming self. It cracked. "We might lose the company, Margot. They're pulling out, and without fresh capital, we're done." He never asked for help directly, but I knew. I ran numbers all night, called in favors, even talked to a financial lawyer friend. And in the end, I offered my name, my clean credit, and my silence. They needed a legal placeholder for the new development loan, someone with no direct ties to the lawsuit mess. That someone was me. No one knew. Not Claire, not even Mom. I signed the guarantee, they stabilized the company, and I walked away. Quietly. I never asked for recognition. I didn't do it for points. But now, hearing Claire talk like I've never contributed a single brick to this so-called legacy, it stings in a way I can't fully explain. Have you ever helped someone in secret and then had them tell you you've never been there? I remember standing in the back of the crowd during last year's company holiday party. Claire was on stage, giving a glowing speech about the resilience of our family. She never looked at me once, but I brushed it off. I always do. Now I wonder, what was I protecting? Their reputation, my pride, or just this twisted hope that one day they'd say, "Thank you, Margot. We see you." The day after Claire's call, I opened a locked drawer in my apartment. Inside, copies of the documents, loan contracts, my signature, my risk. I just sat there staring at them. This family didn't forget what I did. They never knew, because I made it easy not to know. I wanted to be the quiet strength, the dependable one, the one who doesn't cause a scene. But maybe that's the problem. If you've ever been the quiet one in your family, if you've ever kept the peace at the cost of being seen, tell me, has it ever been worth it? Because today, it doesn't feel like it was. I didn't answer any calls for the rest of the weekend. Not from Mom, not from Dad, definitely not from Claire. I wasn't angry, at least not in the way people expect. No screaming, no big monologue, no "you'll regret this" text. Just silence. And sometimes silence is louder than anything you could say. On Monday, I walked into work early and requested time off. My boss, Sarah, looked up from her laptop. "Everything okay?" I shrugged. "Just need some space, family stuff." She gave me the kind of look only someone who's been there can give. "Take all the space you need." By noon, I'd booked a cabin upstate, packed a week's worth of clothes, and unplugged the TV. No posts, no status updates, no cryptic quotes about growth or boundaries, just absence. Lisa, my best friend since college, showed up with wine and groceries when I told her I'd be gone for a bit. "Are you seriously letting Claire pull this and not saying a word?" she asked, pacing my living room. "I'm not letting her do anything," I replied, folding a sweater. "I'm just done playing the part of the good daughter who waits for crumbs." Lisa leaned against the counter, watching me. "You know, I've seen you fight for your clients, your coworkers, even complete strangers, but never for yourself." I didn't answer, not because she was wrong, because she was too right. That night, I pulled up the company's new marketing campaign online. There it was, a full banner on the homepage, celebrating 40 years of legacy. The faces that built Wilson & Co. Claire, front and center, Dad beside her, a few managers I barely knew, and in the background of one of the promo photos, a project I helped design 3 years ago. No credit, no mention, just another pretty structure attached to their name. I stared at the screen. I didn't cry. I didn't rage. I opened a drawer and pulled out my copy of the architectural plans. My initials were right there on every page. I looked at them for a long time, then quietly placed them in an envelope and sealed it. If they want to celebrate a legacy, fine. But let's see how it feels when the real foundation starts shifting. I didn't need to make noise. I just needed to step away, completely. 3 days before the anniversary dinner, I got a call from Robert Daniels, one of Dad's oldest business friends. He was never the warm and fuzzy type, but he was direct. And when he called, it was never small talk. "Margot," he said, voice low, "I noticed your name's missing from the program. Everything okay?" I paused. "Apparently, I'm not part of the legacy." He went quiet. "That doesn't make sense. Weren't you the one who signed off the legal hold 5 years ago?" I didn't realize he knew. "I was," I said softly. "But it wasn't public. I didn't want credit. I just wanted Dad to keep the company." Another long pause. Then he said something I wasn't expecting. "That makes what Claire said yesterday a lot more troubling." Turns out Claire had pitched a new investment package to Robert, bragging about how she carried the company through crisis, with zero mention of me. He thanked me for my honesty and ended the call. I didn't think much of it. I really didn't. Until the next evening, when Claire called, and for once, her voice wasn't polished. "Did you talk to Robert?" "Yes." "What the hell did you say?" I told him the truth. Her breath caught like someone had pulled a thread on her perfect dress. "You need to call him and clarify. He just pulled out of our investor lineup. The whole anniversary pitch is collapsing." I said nothing. "Margot, this isn't just petty anymore. This is damaging. You're hurting Dad." I almost laughed. Not because it was funny, but because of the irony. I'd saved the business once, silently. Now they were falling apart, not because I exposed anything, but because I stopped hiding it. "I didn't call anyone, Claire," I said. "They asked, I answered." Then I hung up. That night my inbox lit up with messages. One from a reporter asking for comment. Another from a junior architect who'd seen the promo photos and recognized my work. "Is that your design in the background? Thought so. They really didn't credit you?" I didn't reply. I didn't have to. The story was writing itself now. Let them scramble, let them sweat. I was no longer cleaning up the mess. I wasn't throwing the match. I just stopped holding the fire extinguisher. 2 days after the investor fallout, my mother showed up at my apartment unannounced. She stood at my door with a forced smile, holding a Tupperware container. "I brought your favorite, roast chicken. Can we talk?" I stepped aside. "Let her in." She sat down like nothing had happened. "Your sister's devastated, Margot. You embarrassed her. You embarrassed all of us." I didn't say anything. "You knew what would happen if people found out. Why couldn't you have just stayed quiet like always?" There it was, It wasn't about what I did, it was about the fact that I stopped hiding it. I didn't leak anything, I said. Claire spoke. People asked questions. I answered honestly. Mom's tone sharpened. You didn't have to answer at all. I looked at her, really looked. That's always been the rule in this family, hasn't it? Keep it in, swallow it, let someone else take the spotlight. And the credit. She didn't deny it. That night, Claire went live on the company's Instagram. I didn't watch it, but Lisa did. She texted me 2 words. She snapped. Claire claimed she was the victim of internal sabotage, and that some people are just bitter they weren't chosen to lead. People started commenting. Didn't Margot help with that Oak Ridge project? Wait, isn't she the architect behind the new design center? Why wasn't she invited? And then someone shared the article. The one with the title, The Silent Partner Behind Wilson & Co.'s Survival, A Daughter's Quiet Sacrifice. It exploded overnight. Architect forums, business subreddits, even LinkedIn threads, no hashtags, no campaign, just people sharing it because it hit something deep. Not about me, about what people like me represent. The ones who stay quiet while others rewrite the story. And suddenly, silence wasn't invisibility. It was undeniable presence. The next morning, I got a handwritten letter from Robert. You never asked for recognition. That's why you earned it. I folded it neatly and tucked it into the drawer with the rest of my documents. If they wanted to call me bitter, dramatic, difficult, let them. I wasn't any of those things. I was just done. 3 weeks after the fallout, life got quieter. Not silent in the suffocating way it used to feel, but peaceful. Like someone turned down the volume on chaos. I was back at work, leading a new community library project, ironically, funded by a foundation that discovered me through the viral article. Funny how the truth travels once it's out. Claire hadn't reached out since the live stream disaster. Dad hadn't called, not even a text. And that silence, it didn't ache anymore. It felt like space, like room to breathe. One Friday afternoon, Lisa and I were walking through a bookstore downtown when I spotted a photo on the cover of a local architecture journal. It was me, from a panel I'd quietly spoken at 2 years ago. Underneath, Redefining Legacy, Margot Wilson on Quiet Power. I laughed, not because I needed it, just because I never imagined I'd be seen for exactly who I was, without having to scream for it. That night, I sat on my balcony watching the city hum beneath me. My phone buzzed, a number I didn't recognize. I let it go to voicemail. Then curiosity got the best of me. It was my dad. Margot, we should talk. About everything. I deleted it. Not out of spite, just clarity. Some things don't need closure. Some things just need distance. If you've ever waited for someone to apologize, just to feel whole again, let me ask you something. What if you didn't need their apology to be whole? What if you could walk away without a speech, without drama, just peace? Because, let me tell you, there's power in being the one who didn't burn the bridge, but also didn't beg to cross it again. As I sipped my tea, Lisa texted me a quote she found. Legacy isn't what they write about you when you're gone. It's how you choose to live when no one's watching. I smiled and typed back, add that to our wall. The next morning, we painted it on a small studio corner we were building together. Not for business, not for branding, just for us. Just because some stories don't need an audience to matter.